Hey guys, Kevin Shaw here, editor-in-chief of Mopar Connection Magazine. Want to take a couple minutes today and talk about paint jobs. And whether it's a $30,000 concourse restoration paint job or a cheapo $3,000 paint job like I got here on my Charger, I think it's really kind of fun to talk a little bit about paint jobs and classic muscle cars. Now, there's a trend that's been really popular in the last 10 years, and that is ratty muscle cars. And I can really appreciate guys getting a car together, fishing it out of a field and getting it running, putting maybe some good brakes or some better suspension on it, definitely getting the engine running hot and going out and enjoying the heck out of it. Whether it's got dents in the quarters or rust in the fenders, it doesn't really matter as long as they're out there enjoying it. 100% behind that. But I personally got a little wrapped up in a little bit of a online Instagram comment war probably 6 months ago with David Freiberger of Roadkill and Chris Birdsong of Junker Up. Now, for a lot of you guys who don't know what Junker Up is, it's a YouTube channel, and Chris Birdsong is a big second generation Charger enthusiast. He's really a Mopar lover of all Mopars, but he definitely loves the 68, 69, and 70 Chargers. And he does a lot of work in restoring, and he's a beautiful fabricator, incredibly talented, really skilled. And I've exchanged emails with him back and forth a couple times, but he really is a talented guy. And rightfully so. He's got a long list of people behind him who want him to build his cars. So if you want Chris to fix your Charger, you're gonna have to hop in line. Well, Chris and David were going back and forth talking about one of Chris's cars, and in the comments he was making the point that his 69 Charger that originally was turquoise had more personality and had more history to it, left completely patinaed. You know, you'll see the primer and the fade and the rust and all the different colors and textures of a paint job that has since withered away. And a lot of people feel the same way, and they appreciate it and they like it. But I kind of raised the question, well, at what point are you really taking that history away? I kind of think you're cherry picking. And I cited the fact that he had completely rewired the car. He had built a 440 for it and put fuel injection on it, and he had a whole new rear end, and he had changed so much sheet metal on the car just to get the car solid and running right. And he had done beautiful work, and I was not at any stretch of the imagination saying anything negative. But after all of these improvements that he had made on the car, why stop at the paint? That was my big question. And the idea was that he says, oh, well, it speaks a story. Well, goodness, I mean, the spun main bearings in that original engine tell a story. The frayed wiring tells a story. The rot in the quarters and the dented up doors tell a story as much as anything else. Why do you choose to completely restore the interior and fix the electrical work, but the paint tells a story? And I got eaten alive, and I'll admit I got eaten alive. Even Ryan Brett, the auto archaeologist who writes for Mopar Connection Magazine, he kind of tore me a new one too. And that's fine. I understand. I'm the guy at the barbecue asking for no cheese on his burger. I get it. I'm the odd man out. But what my take was in the same sense that you're redoing the interior, or you're redoing the wiring, or you're building a new engine and transmission, or you're fixing all of these things, the body and the paint and quite frankly the aesthetic of the car deserves just as much attention and deserves just as much love, if not more. And whether it's a cheapo backyard paint job that's not perfect, looks good from 10-15 feet away, or a super beautiful rotisserie job, I think the car's deserving of it. As much as a ratty muscle car can inspire a guy to go, well, hey, I can get I can get you know, an old truck out of a field, or I can get you know, an old four-door out of a barn, or I can find maybe even a classic muscle car, and I can get it running. I think the ultimate step really is finishing the total package. And the one thing that is difficult, and I will admit to it because I am not a paint and body guy. I do not have the patience for it. I don't have the steady hand for it. I wish I did. I have practiced, and I need to practice some more. But I think a lot of people are intimidated by paint and body work. I really do. Not everyone, of course not. But I think a lot of people are very much intimidated because they don't want to do a half-assed job. Totally understand. But I think there's only one way we learn. The same way that you put your first transmission together and it won't go in reverse. And you're like, well, that was my first time building a transmission, got to take it apart again, got to go through it again. Or you build your motor and you know, you haven't set any of your valve lash right. Okay, well, you learn. The same way is you painted your first car and you got runs all over it, or it's super wavy, or you got orange peel up and down the car. We learn. So I personally need, and I'm challenging myself for future projects to push myself to do more paint and body work. I think there's a skill set and not only just talent, but a skill set that needs to be cultivated when it comes to doing paint and body work. And a really good paint and body man is worth every dime that he charges, rightfully so. On the flip side, I also think that we shouldn't be afraid to jump into a bigger project like doing body work or rust repair that normally you would shy away from. So I kind of want to put that challenge out. I kind of want to get everyone's thoughts on that one. You know, have you done your own body work? You know, tell us your best learning experiences of doing your own body work. I'll tell you, I had to put a trunk in this car, I had to put lower quarters in this car, and I put a new Dutchman panel in that car. And it's wavy, it's not clean, it doesn't look great. Anyone with a good eye gets up close to this car, they're gonna see it. And they're gonna, oh, okay, well, that's a 10-footer. But from this angle, looks great, right? Again, am I satisfied with it being good enough? Not really. The perfectionist in me wants to make it better. So that's something for a future time. But anyway, guys, again, I want to get everyone's thoughts. Please leave your comments down there. And if you can, definitely like this video. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We want to get us up to over 1,000 subscriptions if we haven't already by the time you see this. So again, thanks again, everyone. We really appreciate you watching the video, and we'll talk to you soon.